Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of May 15, Wednesday. I'm Riza Diaz. Re-electionist Senator Aquino is the lone opposition bet that has the biggest chance of making a surprise run into the Magic 12. Although now he's hanging on for dear life at the 14th spot just as his fellow candidates in the Ocho Derecho waves their white flag and concedes. Royce Nugget has this report.
Most of the Ocho Derecho candidates have already conceded the senatorial race just a day after the elections. Though defeated, they have no regrets.
Alam namin na lahat kami ay babangga sa isang malaking pader. We would concede the elections but we will never concede our principles. Itutuloy po namin ang laban po nito.
It is all too unfortunate that we couldn't reach as many people as we would like. Because of course of normal limitations, financial limitations. And the people have spoken, and we wish to move on from this very polarizing election.
In a statement early Tuesday, Romy Macalintal said he respects the decision of the electorate and thanked all those who supported his candidacy. Chel Jokno took to social media his message of gratitude to his supporters, while Florin Hilbay said he considers the campaign as one of the great privileges of his life. Gary Alejano meanwhile tweeted, "It was a good fight." But Ocho Derecho campaign manager Senator Kiko Pangilinan is not ready to accept defeat just yet.
Sa ngayon may 7% pang o 6% pa ng mga boto o kulang-kulang mga 3 hanggang 4 na milyong boto na hindi pa nabibilang. Hihintayin natin ang huling resulta at mananatiling nakabantay. Baka sakaling sa nasabing nalalabing 7 o 6% ay maipapanalo pa ng isa o dalawa nating mga kandidato ang kanilang kandidatura.
Vice President Leni Robredo shares the same view. Robredo remains optimistic because she said the count has not been officially concluded. While the results of the elections are still unofficial, Malacanang says the initial result is a resounding victory for the administration. Palace spokesman Salvador Panelo said the Duterte magic worked, as the majority of the voters responded to President Duterte's call to support his chosen candidates. Political strategist Malu Tiquia thinks this year's senatorial race may have been a proxy fight between the president and the opposition slate.
Sana ibinaba nila yung sarili nila kasi parang ang dating na naman, kami nandito, kami tama, kami may prinsipyo. Again, when you say that, you did not learn anything from 2016. Because in 2016, yung minamata at walang plataforma nanalong presidente. So pag linagay mo yan, may disconnect. Ito yung presidenteng napaka-popular, tapos ikaw sinasabi mo, you're up here.
For News 5 Royce Nugget, we are One News.
It's the end of an era for the Ejercito clan after suffering huge losses in the 2019 midterm elections. And experts say Manila Mayor Erap Estrada is to be blamed after turning his back on San Juan. Bim Santos with the story.
For 5 decades, the Estrada Ejercito family have lorded over San Juan City. But yesterday, the political clan lost its crown jewel, among others. Former San Juan Vice Mayor Francis Zamora has been proclaimed as the city's new chief executive.
Ako'y nagpapasalamat sa Diyos sapagkat hindi po tayo pinabayaan. Tayo po'y ginabayan sa tagumpay na ito, tagumpay ng lungsod ng San Juan. Opo, totoo, natalo ko ng 2016, ngunit hindi po tayo tumigil sapagkat naniniwala ako na kasama natin ang San Juan sa labang ito. Kaya po ako nagdesisyon na lumaban muli ngayong 2019.
Zamora won over Erap's granddaughter Janela Ejercito by over 10,000 votes. Only Erap's niece, Jana Ejercito, managed to be elected, winning as councilor. Jerica, who is Erap's daughter to Laarni Enriquez, also lost as councilor in Manila. Erap's nephew, ER, likewise lost in his gubernatorial bid in Laguna, while Gary Estrada failed in his try for vice mayor in Cainta, Rizal. Erap's children, Jinggoy and JV, were also shut out from the Senate's Magic 12 based on partial and unofficial results. For some experts, one of the biggest mistakes of ERAP was turning his back on his original bailiwick of San Juan.
The Ejercito family, I think, has already overreached when ERAP himself went to Manila. It was never a political base. So they didn't pay enough attention to the home base.
To lose San Juan, which is your bailiwick since the late 60s, which is the core of your political power and influence. That's really a telling tale, no? Na nagbabago ba ang paningin ng tao? Ang tao ba nagsasabing tama na ang mga estrada?
Fielding too many candidates, including some with little political experience, also worked against them.
They fielded weak candidates. General is not on the same league as with, say, Jinggoy or JB.
Political animal.
Yeah. So, sa butante, ang dating lang dyan eh. Tumakbo lang ito dahil wala nang ibang mapatakbo ang mga ehersito dahil tumakbo na sa kung saan-saan. Meaning there's no credentials of her own.
The rift between JV and Jinggoy likewise did not help.
Kung titingnan mo yung nangyari, yung storya ng Estrada, at ito'y storya para sa dynastic families, dapat may mamag-itan. At dapat may nagbibigay, hindi uubra yung...
Sa inyo lahat.
Oo, at kayo nag-aawayan.
JV admits running with Jinggoy in the same election season was probably not the best idea.
Grateful pa rin ako. Ang hirap talaga nung dalawa kayo nagkasatay. Pero siguro, in the end, people look at my track record, performance, kaya marami pa rin ang bumoto sa akin. Kaya sana makakita pa rin tayo.
Though the family was virtually wiped out from the political map, a comeback will always be likely.
The great thing about the democracy is there's always a chance to come back. There's always another 3 years. And but it's just surprising how they miscalculated so many things in this particular election.
Bim Santos, we are One News.
Speaking of dynasties that crumble, you may already know by this time that Pasig City has a new mayor and its former councilor, Vico Soto. He ended an almost 3-year decade rule of the opposition or the Eusebios in the city. Now, millennial politicians sparked plenty of support prior to his proclamation, with netizens even using the hashtag Iba naman. But the city's outgoing local chief executive says Soto may have cheated his way out of this, and for that, he's willing to press charges.
Pag sinabi ko hindi basta-basta alis, hindi ko tinatanggap yung resulta. Kami ngayon ay magpapile ng kaso ng election fraud.
Now, over in Taguig, the Cayetanos cemented another term. Former Taguig Representative Lino Cayetano has been proclaimed city mayor. However, there were contentions from the supporters of Arnel Serafica, his rival in the position. Serafica supporters trooped to the Taguig City Hall to demand for a recount, saying results may have been rigged. Mayor Lino's brother Alan Peter Cayetano, who won as Taguig representative, says protest against the results favoring them is part of the democratic process.
Kung happy ka, i-express mo. Kung malungkot ka, doon sa result, express mo. But don't hate the voters and don't hate the democracy. Ang problema, gusto nyo ng demokrasya, pero pag nagsalita na tao, galit kayo na hindi kayo nasunod.
Former Vice President Jejomar Binay, meanwhile, isn't taking his defeat against incoming Makati Representative Kid Peña lightly. Binay, who lost to Peña over 5,000 votes, says there is a discrepancy between the total number of votes and the number of voters who cast their ballots. And it isn't a small one, nearly 9,000 votes to be exact. Peña says he's not surprised with Binay's complaint.
No, we're expecting it. Expected na namin yung mga ganong klase. But naitaas na tayo eh. Nabigyan na tayo ng, kumbaga, parang ano na yun. It's okay. Wala nang problema.
The COMELEC sitting as National Board of Canvassers will resume canvassing today at 10 a.m. As of 9:30 p.m. last night, 34 out of 130 certificates of canvass have been transmitted. Now, while we're still waiting for the official results of the national elections, let's take a closer look at the local races. Laila Panghalinan has this report.
Three of President Rodrigo Duterte's children have won the respected local bids, maintaining the family's stronghold in Davao City. Incumbent Mayor Sara Inday Duterte Carpio retained her post. Younger brother Sebastian Baste Duterte won as vice mayor, while Paulo Pulong Duterte will be Davao City's 1st district representative. In Cotabato City, local Comelec officials are investigating a cell phone video showing a uniformed policeman inside a voting precinct, giving instructions to a voter during yesterday's poll. In another instance, another man looked like he was writing on another person's ballot. In Camarines Sur, the battle is between the Villafuertes and the Andayas. And for the second term, El Rey Villafuerte won against Maribel Andaya as 2nd District Representative. But he can't celebrate yet, for it's still a close fight between El Rey's son, incumbent Governor Migs Villafuerte, and former House Majority Leader Rolando Andaya for the gubernatorial seat. In Cebu, with a margin of 19,000 votes, incumbent Vice Mayor Edgar Labella defeated Mayor Tommy Osmeña, who has served Cebu City for 30 years. The winner has yet to be proclaimed. An SD card was found to be corrupted, and the reason for the delay of Labella's victory announcement. Gwen Garcia has won the gubernatorial race. Corrupted SD cards were also blamed in the delay of the canvassing in Cavite. It took half a day to reconfigure the cards. They had to be transported first to the Comelec regional office in Laguna. This caused the delay in the proclamation of winning local officials, including re-electionist Vice Governor Jolo Revilla. Based on the partial and unofficial count, John Vic Remulla has a big lead over his opponent, but couldn't be proclaimed yet due to the said SD card problem. For News 5, Laila Pangilinan. We are One News.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Comelec is now considering to replace what it calls aging vote counting machines after numerous glitches during Monday's polls. The Philippine Star reports that this is in preparation for the 2022 presidential elections. The poll body says 961 VCMs, or about 1% of the machines, malfunctioned due to incompatibility of pens, papers, and SD cards. Now, despite this, the Comelec claims the midterm elections were still successful. This from the business world. Analysts say that a Congress dominated by pro-administration legislators means a fresh push for President Duterte's reforms. This means that the shift to federalism and the approval of the 4.1 trillion peso 2020 national budget will be prioritized once again once the 18th Congress opens its session. Fiscal reforms might also get a head start, which would help fund infrastructure programs and maintain financial stability. And Filipino Star ngayon reports the lackluster performance of Boca Uzon in this year's election. Despite being one of the most famous Duterte supporters, her party list AA Kasosyo only placed 74th in the polls. Recall that the former Malacanang Communications Assistant Secretary resigned last year after causing the administration a string of controversies. And it seems online memes are now the new outlet for Pinoy frustrations on politics. If you're one of those who are not satisfied with this year's election turnout, then you just might be able to relate with this report from JC Cosico.
Various Pinoys once again took to social media to post various comical takes about the elections. This edited still from the animated sitcom The Simpsons showed how social media was dominated by posts about the elections. A satirical Facebook page, Malacanang Investigating Services, also announced an event, Walwalan para malimutan ng halalan, for those disappointed with the results. A Facebook user posted a photo of internet sensation Dante Gulapa, juxtaposed to senatorial candidate Bong Revilla, who famously danced in his campaign ad. An old screen grab from the now-suspended parody Twitter account of former Parañaque City Councilor Alma Moreno also resurfaced in several comments. In the tweet, user Loveliness Alma wishes for draw lots on the next elections. Twitter user KikoCrunch07 posted a photo of the Infinity Gauntlet of Avengers villain Thanos. Thanos snapped his fingers to cut the world population to half for seemingly a clean slate, a sentiment seemingly being yearned for by those not satisfied with the results. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.